I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I talk about the live-action remake of the 2016 Disney animated musical Moana, the latest addition to the Evil Dead series, and a new version of The Wizard of Oz, but set in Hollywood. Let's take a look.
Disney's 2016 animated musical Moana deserves a live-action remake about as much as Animal Farm deserves to be called Citizen Kane. I've praised Toy Story 5 out of love, not indulgence. It's literally been a decade since we got Moana and 2 years since we had a sequel, so why make this live-action remake so soon or at all? Because if Cinderella, The Jungle Book, Pinocchio, and Lilo and Stitch did, then I guess so could Moana. But we're cutting it close, aren't we? You know the story of how the demigod Maui steals the heart of Te Fiti and puts the world into desolate chaos, and only the courage of the young Polynesian princess Moana can find him and set things straight. Dwayne Johnson reprises his voice role, although he looks like he's either sleepwalking through his character or promoting him on Ellen, and Australian actress Kathryn Laga'aia now plays Moana, but she has nothing on Ari Kuvalo. How far does this movie go? Let's say Will Smith's title end credits song is the only good thing about Wild Wild West. There's an end credits song that Kuvalo, Johnson, and Laga'aia all sing together called Along the Way. Now that's the most original thing about this movie. The 2016 animated Moana was delightful with memorable songs and a Little Mermaid spirit. This live-action version diminishes everything that Jem stood for when it makes the dialogue sound weaker and the story too predictable. In fact, I knew when to go to the bathroom at the critics screening, and that's when Moana asked the ocean to take the heart of Te Fiti away from her. There was no need to remake this movie. I didn't laugh, I didn't dance, I wasn't delighted. And that's it. Skip it. Our next movie is Evil Dead Burn, the latest addition to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead franchise. This time, the new main heroine is a young French woman named Alice, played by Swiss actress Souheila Yacoub, whose abusive husband Will, played by Will Poehler, gets killed in a freak car accident. You know, the kind set up by a dead-eyed who promises to get his whole family. She attends his funeral and stays with them at their family home, but when Will's father, Erroll, stupidly opens up the coffin he thinks is his son knocking on the inside, a dead-eye possesses him and he begins to raise some evil on the family. I can't call it the best of the series because of the character development within the family. We get to know more of some than others, which is a little unfair, but we do get to know the gist of them, and the Evil Dead franchise puts all its evil into them. While Raimi, Rob Tabbert, Lee Cronin, and Bruce Campbell, the original Evil Dead star, are all producers, Evil Dead Burn is now directed by French filmmaker Sébastien Bennick, who is best known for making Infested. I love how he adds a French theme with some of the music and its main heroine trying to overcome the demons that have already brought upon her, kudos to her dead husband. It shows that a strong woman can come out of an abusive relationship, and the movie likes the genre to handle it in its own light, the kind where it gets evil and bloody, so see it. And our last movie is Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass, which kinda plays like a 30 Rock and Unbreakable Smith version of The Wizard of Oz, as Zoey Deutch plays a Kansas girl named Gail Daughtry who is set to marry her high school sweetheart Michael Cassidy, only for him to make out with Jennifer Aniston. This is something what they call a Celebrity Sex Pass, in which somebody can have sex with their celebrity crush, and the other spouse can even the score. In Gail's case, she and her gay co-worker Miles Gutierrez-Riley must travel to Hollywood so she can find and score of John Hamm. On their trek, they meet a variety of colorful characters like a would-be agent played by Ben Wang, a washed-up paparazzi played by Ken Marina, who also wrote the script with director David Wayne, and even Hamm's old Mad Men co-star John Slattery. So they're now off to see John Hamm, the wonderful John Hamm of Hollywood. And the Wicked Witch of the West Coast is an Italian mobster played by Sabrina Impacatore, whose briefcase gets swapped with Gail's. Sometimes Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass can be a little too silly, but I guess that's all part of the satire. If Lynch Oz can acknowledge that movies use bits and pieces from The Wizard of Oz, then I guess Wayne and Marina can make this into a sex comedy of sorts. And I like how Deutch delights us in a Tina Fey manner and how Slattery and Hamm satirize themselves in the process. Now, I don't even think we're in Kansas anymore, so see it. Recapping this week's new movies, thumbs down for the Moana remake, thumbs up for Evil Dead Burn, and thumbs up for Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass.
Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies.